Hi folks, welcome back to my virtual campfire. Thanks for joining me today. Today I want to talk about a paradox that I see, and you may see the same thing. In 2024, the stock market has been going up, 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 up. How long will it keep going up? And we're being told by some people that a crash is imminent. We're being told by other people, don't worry, everything's going to keep going to the moon. Yet at the same time, there are layoffs and store closures all over the place. Are you seeing store closures wherever you live? If you are not retired and you're still working, or you know someone who is still working, some of today's video I hope makes some sense that you might be able to connect with. And if you have opinions and thoughts and comments, even if they're contrary to mine, I would love to see them, so go ahead and drop them down below. I want to start out by saying that if you want to get a raise, or you want to at least maybe not get a raise, you don't want to get fired, there's some things that you need to do and don't do. As a former campground owner, and before that I had a video production company. Tell you a couple of stories. My video production company, this was back in the 80s, and I was new at it, and I was young and dumb and working really, really hard. And I had a photographer that I could count on. Wasn't the best photographer. And I wasn't really even advertising that I needed a good photographer. Didn't have much money. Had to be very, very cost conscious. And this guy came walking into our little office, and I'm not going to say his name, but he was very enthusiastic. And he says, I want to be your photographer. I said, well, we're not hiring anybody. He says, well, I can do a better job than your photographer. I've been doing this and this and this and this. And he wasn't braggadocious. He was just filled with desire and confidence. I said, well, we're not hiring right now, but thank you very much. And I kind of liked the guy, but he has left me some videotapes, and I watched him, and he was pretty good. But I didn't need any. I needed somebody, but I couldn't afford somebody. He says, do you mind if I check back with you soon? I said, that's fine with me. Like 2 days later, he comes back to the office. He says, are you hiring yet? No, not yet. And then he comes back the following week. He says, look, I promise you I can do a better job. You know what? And I gave him a chance because he had desire, enthusiasm. He worked with me for 20 years. He was a great guy. He never was the best photographer, no, but he was punctual. He was clean. He thought ahead. He had videotapes and batteries and all the things that it took to our wireless microphones, all the things that we would need, and sometimes the other photographer would forget. He never forgot. And I love that. He had desire. He wanted to work. When I had my campground, and we had a campground for about 8 years, I guess, I was very actively involved. We'd have many, many work campers, and everybody shows up and says, yeah, I want to be a work camper. I mean, if they want to. But very few of them really want to be a work camper. They want a free site. They'd like to get some money at the same time. But too many of them, the way I saw it, they were hiding from their responsibility. They just didn't want to work. They wanted the free stuff, but they didn't want to work. And when I try to be gentle, and I'd go and pick up the garbage oftentimes, and instead of them going, oh my God, it's the boss picking up the garbage, I need to step it up, they just let me do it. And I would just sit there and allow them to just skate along. And they thought they weren't being noticed. They thought they were hiding. I know people that own businesses that, where I'm going with this is, if you want to hold on to your job, if you want a raise, if you want a promotion, you better stop thinking like you and start thinking like your boss. I was the boss that didn't have very much money in the 80s, and I needed somebody that had desire. It's a whole lot easier to get somebody that has desire and motivated than to teach them. I can teach them talent. I can't teach them desire. I can't teach somebody that doesn't have it in them. Start thinking like your boss. Met with a friend of mine for breakfast recently. He's a big shot, been in the corporate world for a long, long time. And he is a diplomat. He really is. But he has this little trick when he has to let somebody go or threaten to let somebody go. And he has an empty cardboard box. And if you've had a business, I hopefully you can feel my pain, and I'd like to hear your story. But we were talking the other day about how do you motivate people and inspire people. You try to be nice, you try to lead by example. Then most people just don't want to do it. Then they wonder when they get laid off, oh, I got laid off, I got fired. Well, I wonder why. So anyway, this guy's got this empty cardboard box. And it's in his office. And it's behind his desk. Nobody sees it. Except when people walk in and they see the cardboard boxes on his desk. You know what the rumor has? And it's not a rumor because it's the truth. He will go into a meeting and he will say, you see this cardboard box? Some of you in here are getting ready to get this cardboard box. What is it? I'm tired of your insinuating that you're going to quit. I'm tired of helping you do every single deal. I'm tired of it. And the next time I bring this box in here, or this box in here, you're going to pack your things and you're going to leave. And some of the employees, what a jerk, what a jerk. He's just the boss. Look at life through the eyes of the boss. I have another guy I used to work with many, many years ago, and he was super successful. And he told me, he said, Alan, everybody is going to steal from you in your business. I'm like, boy, that's really positive. No. Everybody is going to steal. Every single person. I'm thinking, how did this guy have a company with hundreds and hundreds of employees when he thinks at the same time they're all going to steal from him? Paradox, right? He said, no. Some people steal money. Other people, take some office supplies, and they just do it at different rates. Other people steal time. They're loafers. They hide, like my work campers would hide out, wait until 5 o'clock. Oh, guess what? It's 5 o'clock. And they wouldn't get things done. He says, everybody is going to steal a little bit. We all do. We're human beings. And sometimes we are lazy. We do loaf. I said, how do you promote people? I look for the people with desire. Even if they're going to occasionally loaf. You can't get everybody to be perfect. None of us are perfect all the time. But he had that mindset. If you, as an employee, you may not like what I'm saying, but I promise you, if you look at your employment position, look at your boss, make yourself irreplaceable. Don't loaf. Act like you own the company. Set an example for others. Stop your complaining. Stop your whining. Stop your criticizing. I promise you, the boss, somebody that cares, has got an empty box. And you don't want them to bring that box and go, pack your stuff and leave. Don't threaten to leave. If you're not happy with your job, you should leave. What does the future hold for us? Who knows? The election's over, I guess. People are complaining and questioning and criticizing as we always do. I say that the change starts with us, each and every one of us. We look around and we don't know our neighbors. We don't know who they are. We go, what's happened to our world? What's happened to all the businesses? On one hand, like I said, it's a paradox. The market's going up and these big shots at these corporations are making more and more money. While at the other end, we see layoffs, these people that aren't working. When is this going to all just collapse? Make yourself irreplaceable. I do a lot of consulting work, and I work with a handful of fantastic RV dealers. And one of the things that they have in common is their employees. Most of the time, those employees have been there for forever, 10, 20, sometimes 25 years at the same RV dealership. To me, that means something. Even the new people that come in, there's a culture. And when I do see some new people, there's some new people at Berryland Campers, which I absolutely love. It's a blend. These new people bring enthusiasm, like my cameraman I was talking about, enthusiasm and energy and life and vibrancy to the business. They don't know a lot about it. They may not know a whole lot about RVs yet, but it's the balance between the vibrancy and the enthusiasm and the knowledge and the wisdom that helps a company to grow. I hope some of this makes sense. If you owned a business, or maybe if you're retired, do you think it's ugly for your boss to have an empty cardboard box that occasionally they bring out and put on the desk? It's a signal saying, hey guys, somebody's getting ready to get in the boot. Do people get the message? Occasionally they do. Sadly, I think that too many of us have gotten by with too much for too long. Now we expect to just sit on our ass and get paid. And then when somebody complains and expects more from us, we criticize them. I don't want to cast the first stone. I don't. My wife and I, have lived in the same house forever. And we don't know our neighbors. We don't. And some, we have opinions. It's like they have opinions of us. I said, where the change starts, sweetheart, it starts with us. We don't know those people over there. Who's responsible for that? Are we waiting for them to say, hey, how are you? My name's so-and-so. So we could do it. We just have to take the step to do it. Look at the world through the other person's eyes. That's why I end every video. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and end this one in just a second. But I talk about be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. Not just in a campground, but everywhere we go. Go to a stoplight and look around. Everybody's like this. Not everybody, but most bodies, right? Just a little bit. We've taken the humanity out of being human. We got friends on social media, but we don't have any friends in real life. We don't even know our neighbors. When I get the comments, says, chill out, Wingman. I'm pretty chill. I really am. I don't need to be doing this. I'm not bragging. I don't need to be doing it. My hope, I got a 4-year-old grandson. We just celebrated Halloween. God, it was magical. Magical. But I'm an old man. And when I'm dead, I do these videos in hopes that one day, when he gets older, that he can look back and he can say his pawpaw was a pretty good guy, a hard guy, a tough guy sometimes, but an honest guy. And that's what this channel is all about. If you have a story that you'd like to share, I would certainly like to hear it. I know that I wander all over the place from time to time, but my hope is that we can sit around this virtual campfire like it's a real campfire. When you're in a campground, there's nothing better. You meet strangers, you don't really know them very well, but you get to know them in a relaxed atmosphere, the outdoors, fresh air, the cooler weather. Hopefully more wet weather for Texas. We certainly need it. But it's an opportunity to make our world a little bit better instead of criticizing and complaining. I can say hello to a neighbor and try to go out of my way. And it's going to be out of my comfort zone a little bit. They may look at me like, that's kind of a weirdo. Been here 3 years and he's never said hello till today. But I think we have to start somewhere. Again, my hope is that you got something out of this. Drop a comment down below. If you have a story, as I said, I'd love to hear it. And if you have a different point of view, I welcome that as well. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman, encouraging you to be the best, the most honest, the most humble, I think, wingman, wingwoman that you can possibly be. Help other people. As I said, be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. See you next time.